everybody, I hope you enjoyed that first section of this video. As you saw, I didn't do much vlogging. I cosplayed as Snow White. I'm going to try to do a video just on my Snow White cosplay sometime soon. That just depends on how life kind of goes, but I digress. This Northeast Comic Con, my overall experience was okay, I guess. It was definitely more kid-centric. I think it had a whole lot more stuff geared towards kids. There were a couple of things that John and I enjoyed, such as the cosplay dating game, which John was the bachelor and I was one of the bachelorettes, so of course John picked me. So spoilers, we now know the dating game is rigged. And the dating game is really funny, and not a whole lot of people signed up to do it. It was me, some guy cosplayed as Davy Jones, and since there wasn't enough people, he was one of the bachelorettes. That was really funny. And some other girl, but I didn't know what her cosplay was. There was a bunch of stuff on puppets this year. I guess they had someone from Fraggle Rock. They had some other discussions too on puppets and behind the mask. I didn't really watch that. I didn't watch those discussions simply because I was a theater major when I was in college. I took a puppetry class and a clowning class, which had a segment on masks, so I felt like what else was there for me to learn from like this basic discussion? There weren't a whole ton of guests either. Like I said, there was this person from Fraggle Rock. I didn't know who he was. I don't even remember his name. I don't have the program in front of me. Hold on a second. Maybe I can find it. Alright. Back, and I found it. Who did they have as the puppet guy? Bill Diamond. That's who he was, Bill Diamond. And Mike Pollock was there. I recognized him. He was the voice of Dr. Eggman in Sonic the Hedgehog. And they had a ton of people there. And of course, I don't recognize a whole lot of these people. They did have Adam West there, and I really wanted to go to this con because I wanted to meet Adam West. I didn't find out how much his autographs were, but once I found out his photo ops were $80 a picture, that's when I was like, no. There's no freaking way would I even afford $80 just for a picture. And I had heard from someone else that the photographer wasn't all that good. I have to say, I'm a little disappointed in Adam West. I mean, I get why he would charge $80 for a picture, but come on. Oh, Morgan White Jr. He's the guy who did a bunch of the trivia stuff, and I thought he was good. He was personable, he was funny. His prizes, though, they all looked like that he got them all at cost. They're all promotional stuff. John and I did catch some of the performance, though, by a girl named Emery. She was good. I made sure to feature her in my video. Her singing ability was pretty good. And oh my god, they had this segment on comedians, but John and I didn't really stay to watch it. We did catch one who was one of the like major guests, like Julie McCullough. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but back in the 80s, she was one of those Playboy bunnies. But let's just say she wasn't funny and she was really offensive. Case in point, one of her jokes was Burqa Bunny. I don't even need to go into it. So overall, I guess our experiences was kind of this year's Comic-Con. It was not gonna lie, it was cool seeing the Impala, the TARDIS, even though they wanted $15 to take a picture. No. They had a ton of things there. It was just nothing John and I would have found worth doing. There's one thing we did want to do, is the voice actor script read, but unfortunately that happened later in the day, and we had to leave early because John had already made plans with his dad to do Father's Day stuff. And of course that's not a problem. Father's Day trumps Comic-Con. There's another Northeast Comic-Con happening in the winter where Santa is going to be there. At the back of the pamphlet, they're already advertising for that Comic-Con. And if John and I, we haven't decided if we're going to go yet, but if we're going to go, we're not going to cosplay. We were only at this con for maybe a couple of hours, like 3 hours tops. I'm actually pretty glad that we didn't stay there all that long, because the shoes that I got for my Snow White cosplay, I had ordered them online. I don't like buying shoes online, but I felt like for this I had to. And when the shoes came in, they just fit. They were a tiny bit tight and they pinched in places. And I did a couple of tricks to stretch them out a little bit, and it worked. But there were still a couple of places that still pinched. And I'm thinking, you know what, I'll be fine. They're wedges, they're not gonna hurt my feet all that much. I may be uncomfortable, but whatever. Oh boy, never before had I lied to myself. After the 3 hours, it felt like I had hobbled myself. My feet were killing me. So before I cosplay as Snow White again, I'm gonna have to get better shoes. But that's enough ranting about Comic-Con. Let's talk about the stuff that I got while I was there. They had this old-fashioned soda fountain place where if you bought their cup, you can get free refills for the rest of the day. They had a couple of choices, but John and I both picked the one that said Northeast Comic-Con. And as you can see, it's sort of sweating right now because I actually have stuff in it right now. Then John and I did a couple of laps around the, I guess, the vendor section of the convention. And we both finally decided that we had wanted to stop at, I'm trying to look up the name of the place. I had them send me a receipt. We stopped at the vendor table Lady Ariel Presents. He had got a Green Lantern ring. It's really nice looking. And I, of course, got a Snow White charm. She had saw me dressed as Snow White, and she, of course, advertised that she had something like that. And I used to have a Clodder ring, which I've lost, and she had a bunch of them. So I now have replaced my Clodder ring, so I'm really excited about that. And because we had stopped before and then walked around and then stopped at that table again to actually buy things, it's like, oh, you're technically a returning customer, so here, have a free gift. And she had a drawer of stuff that you can just choose, and I chose this, which I guess is a scarf holder. It's a decorative thing where you kind of just feed the scarf through and it kind of holds it together. Can't really see it, unfortunately, because my stupid camera doesn't autofocus. And because I was dressed as Snow White, I got stopped at a fantasy novel table, and the lady there gave me a free bookmark of her book. And the lady at that table, who I can only assume is Karen Ann, she had written a book called Of Blood and Lions, and part of the proceeds of that book actually helped towards the I don't know how to say the word. Basically, this group that helps protect lions. Let's just leave it at that. Her book is called Of Blood and Lions, and this premise didn't really grab me, but I grabbed a free bookmark. I didn't take many pictures. I think I only took 2 or 3 pictures, not a whole lot. One of the cosplayers I had taken a picture of was this older man dressed as Carl from Up, and he looked like an awesome Carl. So I had to get a picture of him, and after I took his picture, he gave me this. It is the grape soda bottle pin from the movie, and at the back, it's his website, cosplaydad.com. I highly recommend that you check out his site. Let's support this guy. I think it's really awesome. And I think he has an Instagram account too. And lastly, these were free items. I got a couple of posters. One is Captain America. Let's see if we can move it so you can really see it. And the Avengers. The style of both of these posters look like they both could be comic book covers. I really love them. And I think it's really awesome that my favorite things were free from this Comic-Con. I really want to get frames for these and put it up by this like Captain America light that I have in that corner of the room. So yeah, that is my haul from this year's Summer Northeast Comic-Con. If you guys went and you had a better time than I did, definitely talk about it down in the comments below. I may not have had a great time, but it would be nice hearing that other people did. Oh, before I go, there is one really good memory from this Comic-Con. Like I said, I had dressed up as Snow White, and while I was walking, this little girl kind of looked up, and her eyes got really big. She got so excited that she saw Snow White, and that was worth it, going as Snow White and nearly crippling my feet just to see that look of happiness on that little girl's face. So I should really end this before I continue ranting. As always, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And subscribe if you're new to this channel. I would love to see you in the next video. Bye, guys!